Hello and welcome to the latest edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. I am your host, Pete Pardo, publisher of SOT. You can also visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. Today is Monday, February the 23rd. Hope you're having a great start to the week. We took a couple weeks off just to kind of recharge our batteries and wait for some new stuff to come in because usually early in the year starts off a little slow, then we get flooded with new releases, which is happening right around this time. So we have some cool stuff to go over this week, so we're going to jump right in. The first one we've got is the latest from Cairo, Egypt's Scarab. It's called Serpents of the Nile. Death metal band from Egypt. Fantastic. You're listening to them right here. This is brutal, technical death metal for fans of Nile and Immolation and the like. Really dig these guys. Great vocals, technical, brutal guitar riffs, pummeling drums, and, lyrical content sold out ancient Egypt. I mean, just look at this artwork, the booklet. I mean, I love stuff like this. This is where it's at, folks, Full lyrics, great artwork, plenty of it. I mean, this is, if you're into, like, really challenging, technical, brutal death metal, I highly recommend checking this brand new one out. I believe it comes out on March the 6th or March the 3rd, something like that, which is next week. So definitely be on the lookout for that for all you extreme metal fans. Also coming out very shortly is Spirit on a Mission, the latest from Michael Schenker's Temple of Rock. For those of you who have been following the Mad X-Men, the former Scorpions and UFO guitar legend who's had a solo career now since the early 80s. He put together a really solid band for his last album, which was the debut for Temple of Rock, which also features Doogie White on lead vocals. Doogie, as you know, he's been doing a lot of traveling around over the last 20 years with various bands. He played with the last edition of Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. He also has been singing with Tank. He's various other bands he's worked with as well. Wayne Finley on rhythm guitar and keyboards. Wayne's been with Schenker for quite a long time. And Michael's former bandmates in the Scorpions, Francis and Herman on bass and drums. You know them well. Like I said, they were members of the Scorpions for many years. They've been playing with Mr. Schenker now for a couple years. And another really solid release. I think, me personally, I love Schenker. He's one of my favorite guitar players of all time. But I always felt that he needed a strong band to work with to, kind of help him write the songs and do the arrangements and all that. And I think he's got that really solid band now that's going to take him to the next level. So, some great songs on here. Savior Machine, Vigilante Man, Rock City, Let the Devil Scream. All really strong stuff. If you love his great guitar playing, there's great solos all over the place here. Lots of great riffs. Doogie White singing better than ever. Or just a really solid band. So be on the lookout for that one. Let's jump over to Spain, shall we? For those of you who've been following the Sea of Tranquility website for a number of years, you've probably seen us write very positively about a band from Spain called Eldorado. And it's one of those bands that I've been listening to on and off for, say, the last 4 years. And their previous releases were really strong and always hinted at something great. Well, that something great is finally here. Babylonia Haze is their latest. And here's another, great artwork here. Full lyrics. Kind of looks like a little mini album there. Anyway, these guys, I can best explain, they've got a really strong 70s vibe going. They're obviously big Deep Purple fans, so there's a lot of great guitar work and Hammond organ. Vocals are spectacular. There's a stoner vibe going on at times. So if you like that kind of doomy, heavy hard rock type of thing, there's that. There's a little funk. There's definitely some prog happening here and there. So, if you love classic Sabbath and Purple and Uriah Heep and Led Zeppelin and Humble Pie and all that great stuff, I think you really like these guys. But, again, the sound is kind of modern, so they're not like a total, retro trip down 1973'sville. So, but just great vocal harmonies, catchy songs, lots of great instrumentation. The guitar work is stellar, great Hammond organ, vocals are strong. I really think in a perfect world this album would be freaking huge. So that's how much I'm liking this. And I only just got this a few days ago. I've been listening to it quite a bit, and it's really good. It's going to rank up there for me on my best of the year coming into the year. So again, Eldorado, Babylonia Haze. Be on the lookout for this. Go check them out on their Facebook page and grab a listen to some of their tunes, and I think you'll like what you hear. We're going to stick on that kind of classic hard rock stoner vibe here for this brand new debut from Italy's Madre de Dios, self-titled. It's a 4-piece band, again out of Italy, and they do the stoner thing, with some 70s hard rock influences, and quite solid. I mean, not the most original sound you'll ever hear. There's a lot of bands that are doing the stoner thing, but these guys are pretty good, pretty catchy songs. The guitar work is thick and meaty, doomy at times. Good vocals. They've got also kind of like a little early 90s grunge thing going as well. So if you like the hard rock of the 70s mixed with the grunge of the 90s with a little bit of early 80s vibe as well. Pretty strong debut. I think we'll be hearing more from these guys in the months and years to come. Now, here's a little kind of a bittersweet release from the Angel Air Records folks. This is called Climax Blues, Broke Heart Blues. As many of you know, the founding member of the Climax Blues band, lead guitarist Pete Haycock, died, I believe it was last year. And prior to his death, he had kind of resurrected, not necessarily the full Climax Blues band, because other former members of the band kind of still have that going, but he put together another band just called Climax Blues, along with Robin George, who many of you remember was a singer-guitar player, had a couple hits in the late 80s, and has been working with lots of different artists over the years. Anyway, Robin's got a pretty prolific career with the Angel Air Records roster, and they had put together this little kind of offshoot of the Climax Blues band recently. This is a really strong album. Again, not much different than classic Climax Blues band. A mix of ripping blues rock, pop, a little funk, a little jazz. And Haycock was a terrific guitar player. He'll be sadly missed. So this, again, comes on the eve of, post his passing. And it's kind of if this is what we have to remember him by, since his passing, it's a good one. Plus, we've got the entire back catalog of the Climax Blues band. So be on the lookout for that. Another brand new release, hot off the presses, for those of you Southern rock fans, specifically in Europe, where these guys are going down a storm. They haven't really caught on full bore yet here in the States or North America, but Blackberry Smoke, Holding All the Roses is their latest. These guys are a good, fun Southern rock party band. I think some country fans dig them a little bit because they got that kind of twangy thing going on, that like modern country pop, whatever you want to call it. But make no mistake about it, these guys are a Southern rock band. They know how to get raunchy when they want to. There's all sorts of crazy guitar, slide guitar, raunchy vocals, songs about beer and sex and all that good stuff. And, I like them. They're a fun band. From what I've heard, a lot of people over in Europe, they go down to Storm live, and they're a lot of fun to check out live. So I'm gonna hopefully I'll be able to catch them one of these days here because I'm a big Southern rock fan. But again, Holding All the Roses, very decent. If you have a Best Buy, which is where I got this from, you get 2 bonus tracks on here. So go check out that version. All right, we're going to go over to, I guess, somewhat of a reissue here from our wonderful friends over at Eagle Rock, who deliver us all sorts of great classic rock and metal sounds from a lot of our old favorite bands from the 70s and 80s. And here we've got Boston's Geils band called House Party Live in Germany. This is a CD DVD package, so it contains the full show from 1979, taped for the Rock Palace Germany television show. So you've got the entire show on CD and DVD. Sound quality is great. The DVD quality is not terrific. It's obviously the source material is pretty old. So as with a lot of the Rock Palace videos that we've seen over the years, a little on the grainy side. Not the best quality you're going to see, but the performance is spectacular. I mean, these guys, they're known for their live performances. Most folks who are fans list their live albums as their favorite albums. They had a lot of great songs, but in a live context is where they really came out and did their best. So, you've got here Sanctuary, Nightmares, Wild Man, Looking for a Love, Whammer Jammer, Ain't Nothing But a House Party, Where Did I Love Go? I mean, you can go on and on and on. Just groove-laden rock and roll, Mr. J. Geils on his Flying V plays up a storm. You got Magic Dick's harmonica, and Peter Wolf is just like Mr. Showman. He's in great form on this. So highly, highly recommend this if you're at all a J. Geils fan. But if you're not, you never really listen to him much, and all you really know is Centerfold and you know, some of their other hits that came out in the early 80s. Check out some of this older material. It's actually a lot of fun, pretty rocking. With that, we're going to switch gears, as we always do at the end of each show. We're going to go to Forgotten Favorites. I've got two for you tonight, and I wanted to do one metal and one prog. So, again, these are two albums that are near and dear to me that perhaps maybe never got their due back in the day. First one is from underground U.S. sensations for the last, 35 years, Manilla Road, Atlantis Rising. Now, these guys have put out like 1 million albums. I've got them all. And they're all great. They're, they went through kind of different periods. Most folks who are fans of Manilla Road consider their early to mid '80s albums to be their best. Those are considered their classics, and I kind of agree. But this particular one here, which was released not that long ago in 2001, is just epic. The riffs are hugely heavy and intense. The music is a mix of kind of thrash and epic power metal, and I don't know. This band was always hard to describe, to categorize, but a lot of long tunes and multi-part songs, and it's just crushing. It's just epic. I don't know any other way to say it. So, if you've never dipped into the Manilla Road catalog, I could tell you 1 million places to start. This may not be right place to start, but it's a damn good, in my opinion. Anywhere you start with Manilla Road is a good one, but this is kind of their kind of latter period. Doesn't often get talked about enough, and I think that's kind of sad, because I think they put out some really, really great stuff since mid-90s and on. Not to discount the 80s material, because that's probably the best, but check this one out if you haven't. Last but not least, I've been on a little bit of a Van de Graaff generator kick today, and no, I'm wearing a shirt, but I was going to pick this anyway, regardless of what shirt I was wearing today. So, my favorite album is probably Pawn Hearts, which is considered their absolute monster classic by most longtime prog fans, and I tend to agree with that. But my second favorite is probably Still Life. There's just something about the songs on this album, and again, there's only 5 of them, but they're just steeped in atmosphere and melancholy and anger and angst, and that crazy organ and Jackson's screaming saxophone and flute, and Peter Hamill's just totally unique vocal styles. I mean, Pilgrims, La Rosa, My Room, Childhood Faith and Childhood's End, of course the title track, you just can't go wrong here. This is just kind of chaotic, angry, mad, demented progressive rock. There's never any band like this before, probably never will be again, and they're still out doing it, which is a great thing. But any of their 70s albums are just essential in my opinion, and I actually went quite a few years without really listening to Van de Graaff much. I've always really liked them, but I just, for whatever reason, it happens when you've got all this stuff to listen to on a regular basis, like you see behind me. Just some bands you kind of forget about for a couple of years. And a few weeks ago, I said, I haven't listened to Van de Graaff in quite a bit, and I've been doing a lot of it lately, because they're just an amazing, unique band, and they don't get enough of the acclaim that they deserve. They were never as big as the big 5 back in the day, which is Genesis, Yes, ELP, Pink Floyd, and Jethro Tull, but along with Gentle Giant, definitely an essential prog fan for anybody who's exploring the genre. So, and with that, I am going to close down this edition of What's Hot. We will see you next week. We're actually looking to do something pretty special over the next couple weeks. We are going to do an edition with nothing but forgotten favorites. So we're just going to dip into the back catalogs of some cool bands that you may or may not have ever heard of. Stuff that I certainly love a lot, and I think that'll be fun, just to kind of look at some old stuff for, a good 10-15 minutes. So that's what we're going to do, and I got some special guests hopefully lined up for the next couple of weeks too that'll be joining me. So with that, have a good rest of the week. Keep checking out new tunes, check out the old tunes, and make sure you visit us on the website at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. So have a good one. Be safe. See you next time.